Yo, Raider Nation, what is up? Today in this video, I'm going to talk about Rich Bisaccia's relationship with the Raiders in this head coach search, how he could be on the move to the Bears. Then I'm also going to show a little funny story about Jon Gruden that just came out yesterday, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So, Chris Tabor is headed to the Panthers. He was the special teams coach of the Bears. Bears just got a new head coach, and this is Brad Briggs, and he is a beat reporter for the Bears. He's pretty much like the Vincent Bonsignor equivalent for the Bears. And he says they're zeroing in on Rich Bisaccia as their next special teams coordinator. And you've seen a couple rumor Twitter news sites float this idea out. And really, Mark Davis interviewed Rich Bisaccia a week ago, and you would have think that he made a decision by now if he really wanted Rich Bisaccia to be the coach. He's already fulfilled the Rooney Rule, right? He's already interviewed enough minority candidates. Mark Davis can hire anybody at this given moment. And Rich Bisaccia, the name kind of just has fizzled out. And it makes you wonder, was he ever really a serious candidate in the first place? And this is something interesting about Rich Bisaccia. The fans want him. The players say they want him. The media, for some reason, really wants the Raiders to get Rich Bisaccia. They keep touting this on the news, saying, oh, Mark Davis is a bad guy, even thinking about getting Josh McDaniels when Rich Bisaccia did such a good job. At the end of the day, he still is a special teams coach. Those people typically don't become head coaches. And I've always said this. Why didn't Gus Bradley take over? Mike Mayock, who is now fired by the Raiders, by the way, he chose Rich Bisaccia. I've always wondered, why didn't Gus Bradley become the head coach? Why didn't Tom Cable become the interim head coach when Jon Gruden was canceled? Tom Cable has actually been the Raiders head coach in the past. You would think he'd be a candidate. Rod Marinelli, I know he's a defensive line coach, but he's an old, wise football legend. Why didn't he become the head coach? Greg Olson, yeah, he's just the offensive coordinator, but maybe that guy could have been the head coach. There's been a lot of people, and especially Tom Cable, it's very confusing why they chose Rich Bisaccia. And I personally believe no one else wanted to touch this job. And this is just my opinion. You know, this is just reading between the lines. I think nobody else wanted to touch this job after the Gruden cancellation, this interim head coaching job for the Raiders. And so Rich Bisaccia was essentially left with it. And I think he did a great job. The players clearly love him. However, I'm going to go ahead and put an asterisk over that the players really love him. You've seen Max Crosby, Hunter Renfrow, and Derek Carr say positive things about Rich Bisaccia. But just like I always say, what are they supposed to say? Are you think they're going to really say, oh, you know, he's a nice guy, but he's only a decent coach. You know, typically you'd want an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say anything negative about him when they're asked in the press about Rich Bisaccia. And maybe they do like him, and maybe they think they would be successful with him. But clearly Mark Davis doesn't, or else he wouldn't be interviewing Josh McDaniels and several other candidates. And hey, Mark Davis is a businessman. You could pull on his heartstrings all you want, Derek Carr, Max Crosby, Hunter Renfrow, but at the end of the day, he's going to try to make the most sound, lucrative decision for his football franchise, and that appears to not be Rich Bisaccia and perhaps Josh McDaniels. So we'll see what happens, but Bears zeroing in on Rich Bisaccia definitely means he knows he's out of the running for the head coaching job. He's going to start looking for a job now and look towards his future and worry about his future. And it does suck. It does suck because we made the playoffs with Rich, but at the same time, everybody craps on Gruden because he took over Tony Dungy's team and won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Oh, Gruden deserves no credit. Then why the hell are you giving Rich Bisaccia credit for taking over Gruden's team and taking them to the wild card? They would have gone anyway, and with Gruden, in my opinion, they would have gone even further than the freaking wild card. Gruden had the Chiefs' number last year. He almost swept him. He almost swept the Chiefs last year, swept him. He almost swept the Chiefs last year. Aside from Jonathan Abram blowing the coverage at the end of the game in Las Vegas when Mahomes threw that pass to Travis Kelce, it would have been done, right? You know, Raiders would have gone 2-0 against the Chiefs. And Jon Gruden didn't get a chance to play the Chiefs this year. When you talk about a battle between great coaches, I think Andy Reid would love to see Rich Bisaccia be the head coach of the Raiders so he doesn't have to face somebody like Jon Gruden twice a year. And I think Mark Davis knows that. And, you know, I want to give Rich Bisaccia credit, say he did a good job, he won the players over the locker room, but if you're going to not give Gruden credit for his Super Bowl win because he took over Tony Dungy's team, then you can't give Rich Bisaccia credit for taking this team to the wild card because he just took over Gruden's team. That would have probably would have gone anyway. So that's my argument there. Rich Bisaccia, I wish him the best. I hope he does do well, but it seems like his chances with the Raiders are almost zero, and it's closing away. And maybe this will upset some players. That's what people have said. Maybe some players will be a little pissed off that Mark Davis didn't listen to him. But Max Crosby knew, and Derek Carr knew that Mark Davis was never going to hire Rich Bisaccia. You heard Max Crosby when he was on Colin Cowherd. He said, "Oh, I think Rich Bisaccia would be great, but I'm just a player. What do I know?" Already insinuating like, yeah, I want this, but I know it's not going to happen. Derek Carr, I think the reason why he sent David Carr on Cowherd to also fight for, retaining Rich Bisaccia, giving Derek Carr what he needs to win a Super Bowl. I think he knows that Rich Bisaccia was never going to happen, so he was giving he was making an impossible demand, which is to hire Rich Bisaccia to give himself leverage with perhaps a contract or just getting more weapons like Devontae Adams in the offseason. We'll see. We'll see if Josh McDaniels is enough to keep Derek Carr, and we'll see what Josh McDaniels does to this offense. From Josh McDaniels' history with New England, it seems like he, makes a nice meal out of breadcrumbs is historically what he's done with Brady and Belichick in New England. And we still don't know that McDaniels is going to be the head coach yet. I know I'm jumping the gun here, but from what people are saying, that seems far more likely than Rich Bisaccia. So wish Rich the best. John Gruden hanging out just yesterday. This was on Twitter. Former Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Oakland Raiders coach John Gruden is at the Yuengling Center tonight at USF MBB as they take on SMU. He's at that basketball game, just chilling. Good to see him hanging out in society and, having a good time, hanging out with his wife there, Cindy Gruden, watching the game, yelling at some of the refs. And it was just nice. It was just nice to see him out and about, not canceled, right? Because I personally think it wasn't okay what the NFL did to him. And I hope one day he does return to the league or any other league. Who knows? I think a lot of people would like him. He is a hot commodity in the media world and the NFL world. But Raider Nation, this guy is still out here. He's got his court date set February 23rd with the NFL. And we'll see if they dismiss this lawsuit. The Nevada court, I do not believe they will dismiss this lawsuit. But time will tell. The Congress is actually going to investigate the Washington football team situation. That will be occurring February 3rd, and we'll see what happens there. I think the congressional oversight of the email situation with the Washington football team does help John Gruden in his lawsuit, but we don't know for sure where this is headed, and I just thought you guys would like to see that. And hopefully Rich Bisaccia finds some success in the future. But either way, we're going to be paying attention to the Raiders and everything Raiders related on this channel. So subscribe to this channel. Turn on those notifications, man. We go live during breaking news. I have a gut feeling something is going to go down this weekend. Definitely by Monday. But I have a feeling Saturday something's going to go down. Make sure you come to this channel, man, when something goes down. Just click on it. We will go live. Trust me, I will be there live to talk to you guys about what's happening. So stay updated, subscribe, turn on the notifications, like this video if you watched it all the way through. This has been WiFiWillie. Hope you have a good one. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next video.